Hey, good to see you guys. Okay, so I've been doing this long enough to know that the most valuable thing I can offer anyone watching is not excitement, it's accuracy. And accuracy only comes from one thing, putting in the actual time. Not reading about something, not watching other people's demos, personally running it week after week and observing what it consistently does. That's been my standard for a few years now, and it's the only reason I feel comfortable talking about it. And this platform right here, I've been testing it for just over 3 months, and today I'm going to open my account and walk through exactly as it happens. Nothing prepared in advance, just my regular workflow. Okay, opening a browser tab and navigating to the site and clicking launch right here. So this is home base, session controls, live data, everything I need to manage a run is on this screen. Clean layout, nothing hiding behind extra menus. Okay, so first thing, I want to stop briefly because I think this aspect of the platform genuinely deserves more attention than it usually gets.
It's based on multi-chain architecture, which puts different assets right in front of me to work with. And the practical value of that is real. I'm always choosing the token that makes the most sense given my current position, rather than having to adapt to whatever the platform supports. Okay, token is confirmed, then I configure data center power. So I define how hard this session is going to push, the processing intensity, the overall load profile across the duration. And the reason I actually think through this step is that it determines the fee at the end. So there's a genuine efficiency calculation built into how I configure this. Okay, everything looks correct. I press start. Good, session is live. Console is running right here, total time, resource draw, session progress, log feed, all the info I always keep visible because it gives me actual system level feedback as the session runs, not just a headline number. So I'm gonna let this work for around 4 minutes and then I'll take you through the next steps.
Okay guys, session is complete and here's the exact XRP output. That's what this session generated. So first thing here, I enter my receiving XRP address. Okay, then I cover the infrastructure. That's the platform's charge derived from my configuration and the total active runtime. And what I like about how this is structured is that there's zero ambiguity. I know what the fee is going to look like before I press start, and it matches exactly what comes up at the end. And worth specifically pointing out, I have complete flexibility over which asset I use to settle this. It's purely whatever makes the most practical sense for me. Good, then I tap confirm right here and wait a few minutes for the system to process the transaction. So while that's moving, let me quickly explain what cloud mining is for anyone newer to this, because I think understanding the mechanics makes everything else I'm about to say click into place. So the whole idea is built around remote infrastructure. There are professional data centers out there running industrial grade mining hardware at scale. And what this platform does is essentially connect people to that existing computing power.
A session gets configured, the infrastructure does the computational heavy lifting on the data center side, and the mined output routes directly to whatever wallet address is specified. No physical hardware involved, no electricity costs, no maintenance cycles. The operational complexity lives entirely on the infrastructure side, and what reaches the end user is just the result. And here's the thing, that model is so clean and simple on the surface that it's almost too easy to fake. You build a decent looking site, show some live stats on a dashboard, pay out small amounts for a few weeks to build trust, and then disappear. That's literally the playbook. And what makes it so effective is that by the time most people realize what happened, they've already reinvested their initial returns and put in significantly more than they planned to. I've seen it happen to people who've been in this space way longer than me. So the question I started asking myself after that experience was, how do I avoid fake platforms? And the answer I landed on after a lot of trial and error is actually pretty methodical. First thing, I go through the entire product end to end. And I do that more than once because the first time through anything, your brain is still forming a first impression. It's the second and third pass where you actually start catching the things that slip by. Second thing is consistency under real use. I check if it works the same way every single time I touch it, because the platforms that are built on hollow infrastructure almost always start showing micro
inconsistencies after a few sessions. Small things that don't match what was displayed before, interactions that behave slightly differently, numbers that don't quite add up. Those are the cracks. And the third thing is just how the product feels to actually use as someone who's trying to get something done. No tutorial, no documentation, just me, the interface, and a task.
And if I find myself having to stop and think about what I'm supposed to do next at any point, that friction goes on the list, because real products built by teams that actually care about what they shipped don't make you think that hard. And the one non-negotiable I have, regardless of how good a platform looks, I move funds into a self-custodied wallet after every single session. Not because I'm paranoid, but because I've learned that trust is something you build over months, not weeks. And until you're there, keeping your assets somewhere you fully control just removes an entire category of risk from the equation. And after 2 years of applying this exact methodology to every platform I test, I know what it means when that happens. It means the infrastructure is genuinely there, not simulated, not propped up by early payouts to build trust, actually there, running the way it's supposed to, session after session. And that's not something I say lightly or often.